Everyone dreams about living an uncommon life, but how we define that dream is very different for each of us. And for most, it's a lifelong pursuit. Welcome to the Uncommon Life Project podcast. We're going to introduce you to people who are living that life or enjoying the journey to get there. We're going to also give you some tools, tricks, and tips for starting or accelerating your own efforts to live an uncommon life, a life worth celebrating and savoring. Please welcome your hosts, Brian Dewhurst and Philip Ramsey.
Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of the Uncommon Life Project, where I'm your host, Philip Ramsey.
I'm Ryan.
And Ryan Garvey. Man, Ryan Garvey is our Cube money coach. It's kind of a budgeting thing. My wife and I have been doing it for a while. It's awesome. If you and your wife are struggling, definitely do Cube. It's awesome for your budgeting. So that's not the simple step that we're talking about today. We have 5 minutes, and so we got to do this quick. Ryan Garvey has no idea what we're going to talk about. I do.
Nope.
Yeah. So here it is. I call it the Cam Newton effect. Okay. And there's going to be some application to this. So hang on. So what in the world is the Cam Newton effect? So in 2016, it's the Carolina Panthers and the Denver Broncos. They're in the Super Bowl. And if you watch the pregame, Cam Newton is flying around like Superman, doing amazing things. Going to say he's going to do amazing things. He's the God's gift to the green earth. Here we are. He's going to kill it's going to be amazing. Guess what happens? Who wins, Ryan?
It was like the most boring Super Bowl I've ever watched.
Yes.
I will say the Denver Broncos defense won the Super Bowl.
Okay. I appreciate that. It's 10-24. Denver Broncos spanked them. Okay. Afterwards, Cam Newton, who doesn't take any ownership, zero ownership. He's like, well, the line didn't block, the running backs didn't run, the receivers couldn't catch. Took zero.
The water boy drank all the water.
Truly. I'm telling you what, it was the most unappealing, frustrating thing. I call it the Cam Newton effect. Okay. So what in your life are you not taking ownership of? And what is something that maybe you're setting yourself up for success, but it is so off-putting to the whole world? Now, this is going to take some real deep introspective, but I think this Cam Newton effect is something that you have to take a look at and try to say, no, take more ownership. What are things that you did wrong? Now, listen, I did horrible reading the defense. I didn't get the ball out fast enough. I didn't do this or do that. That to me is a leader that I'd follow. And I think it's so powerful in this whole uncommon life journey, because the real uncommon leaders in my life are the people who take full ownership and understand their weaknesses, so much so that it tells you why you didn't achieve your goals, not the people who are blaming others and trying to off-put their perspective. So the Cam Newton effect, what do you think about it? Yeah,
I think it's an issue for sure that we probably all succumb to from time to time.
For sure.
I know that I do as well. And I think of Jocko Willing's book. A lot of people know it's just extreme ownership. Yep. So the buck stops with you, essentially.
It does.
Yep.
When you have that perspective, do you think it's life-giving or suffocating?
Oh, it's definitely just kills yourself and your team. And
when you take extreme ownership, that's what I'm asking.
Oh yeah.
When you take extreme
ownership, then it's life-giving.
It's life-giving. Sure. And I think that's the exact opposite of what you would think before the situation happens. I think if Cam Newton would have thought about beforehand, he's like, and even in the moment, you saw a true glimpse of his character of no, it was everybody else's fault except for my own. When you do that, you fall victim to the surroundings around you. Instead of saying stop, what did I do to have the outcome that we did? And then let other people take ownership of that. Because what happened is just like a cancer inside his whole team. Could you imagine the locker room? I saw your ESPN interview, buddy. You don't think I blocked? I'm bloodied because I blocked so much. You didn't think I caught the ball? Dude, you didn't throw it close to me at all. So it doesn't even create an environment that you want when you start off-putting all this responsibility and falling victim to other people. So let's pull it back because we got not that much time. How in your life, and this isn't a question, this is more a question to the listeners, are you not taking full ownership, full accountability and responsibility for your life? I call it the Cam Newton effect. I've lost a complete amount of respect for him because we saw a true glimpse of his character. And then it gave me some time to think of like, what am I doing that I'm not taking full ownership and I'm trying to fall victim to other people? It was a game changer in my life. So that's what we call the Cam Newton effect.
Stay away.
Stay away. Take more ownership and you'll see this life-giving feel of your life. And so thanks for listening. Ryan Garvey, thanks for being on, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you've been listening to the Uncommon Life Project. I've been your host, Philip Ramsey.
I'm Ryan.
Thanks for listening. Talk to you later.
That's all for this episode of the Uncommon Life Project, brought to you by Uncommon Wealth Partners. Be sure to visit uncommonwealth.com to learn more about our services. Don't miss an episode as we introduce you to inspiring people who are actively pursuing an uncommon life.